So we do have one more property, that is a repetition. Do have another property, that is a repetition. We can work with this repetition most frequently in real-time. Repetition is a property, and we do have one function for repetition as well. I'll tell you that this is a default property of test step folder. So where we create these test step folders? Test step folders. This is a default property of test step folder. So you can see here the terminology is a test step folder. What exactly the meaning of test step folder? If we check a test case hierarchy, first we'll create the test case and then we'll keep some folder structure in test case, right? This precondition is, what is a precondition? This is a test step folder only, right? If you're creating any folders inside the test case, those folders we call it as a test step folders. Okay, so inside this one, and we'll add a number of test steps. The number of test steps. You can keep a number of test steps here. If you want one more folder inside the precondition, yes, we'll create one more folder here. But what are the folders you are creating inside the test case? Those all we call it as a test step folders. Okay. So now coming to a repetition. Repetition is a default property of test step folder. I'll show you here. I'll just do a checkout of this particular test case. I just created one test case with the name as repetition. This is our repetition test case team. Okay. Now I'll create one folder structure. This is a precondition. This is normal recommended workflow. So again, I'm creating one more folder structure. That is a process. So the last and final one is post condition. Okay. Now coming to here, the process level itself. So you can see here in these folders, we call it as a test step folders. Okay, now if you see each folder related properties pane, you can see in the right side, the properties pane is open here, and even you can see one property name as a repetition. So the repetition value is empty. The repetition value is empty by default. Because if you want to run the certain test steps more than one time, then go with the repetition here. I'll give you the example, no need to worry. Okay. But this repetition is a default property of test step folder. If required, you can keep the repetition, otherwise no need. So let us take an example of, I think we already done one example, like a place an order. How many of you completed that example?
I completed it.
So you all have completed like adding of add to carts to the element. All this stuff is done, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So
correct.
let me make a note of the scenario here. My situation is here, example. First point. So anyway, the login functionality open URL is quite common, team. I'm just login to the page. Login with valid user. Okay. Next, once you log in with a valid user, the next part is here. Click on books and then add book 5 times into a cart. If you add one book item 5 times into a cart, can we do that?
Yes, we will use that repetition.
So here you can see if you perform click operation on books, you just want to click on this add to cart. How many times?
5 times.
5 times. So if I click 1 time, second, 3, 4, and 5. 5 times I'm performing a click operation on add to cart. Okay. So this is the
Yes.
one situation. The another situation, capture add to cart count within the books page and add each item 5 times to the cart. Can we do that?
Yes.
We can do that, right? I'll explain only this main logic.
Yes, we can do it.
So you can try with this
Yeah.
end-to-end flow. Okay.
Mhm.
So see here, the repetition. I just explained the logic of repetition, right? This is a default test step folder. Okay. Now I'm just I think I do have the add to cart modules. Earlier I scanned it, right? Let me check.
Yes.
This is a explicit name module.
Yeah, we can achieve this with constraint index as well, right? Repetition.
Yeah, but that logic seems a bit complicated to understand.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yes, we can. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not saying we cannot. Yes, we can. But it's very difficult to understand new person.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Add to code. This is the login functionality. Yes, email ID, password is there, and login is also there. And here some books items is also there. This is a logout. Yes, I think I have
Yeah.
all the test steps. So let me run from the scratch. The first point is open URL. I just added open URL test step here along with my application URL. Okay. Then, so the login functionality. So I do have this login related modules here. Let me drag and drop these 2 modules. So if you want to drag and drop 2 modules at a time, just simply go to the module section, hold the shift, select the respective modules and drag and drop. So perform a click operation on login and then enter login credentials here. So the password is next@123 and click on login. Once you perform a login, go to your process. My main logic is perform click operation on books. Drag and drop this books item to the process and here click on books. Once you perform a click operation on books here, so if you want to rename this test step meaningful information, just mention here click on book. So without expanding the test step, you are able to understand what exactly this test step is doing at runtime. Next, click on add to cart. I think already I have a module team. So team, I'm not explaining the scanning mechanism. Already I discussed with you 2 approaches. One is constraint index, another one is explicit name configuration. Okay. So now I just created this module with the explicit name configuration. So even you can see if you go to add to cart and here you can see I just added one configuration parameter as an explicit name. So if this parameter is added, so make a note of one thing, maybe this control is not a unique property at the time of scanning. That is the reason we just added this property to handle the situation. Clear?
Yes, Tanish.
Next. So simply drag and drop this module to your test case and run it. So our first requirement is here, add first product, right? First product 5 times to the cart.
Yes.
How to do that? If I perform a click operation here, how many times you do a click operation?
Only one time this.
Only one time. If I want one more time, can I copy this step? How many steps I created here?
Or
Fine.
4. I think of one more step. Is this recommended approach? I just want to run only this particular test step 5 times. Are you getting my points?
yes.
So at that time, choose a repetition property. Okay. No need to add a same test step more than one time into within a test case level. If you had a situation to work with a particular test step, simply create one test step folder within the process folder, add item to the cart. Okay. Now drag and drop this one to the folder. So why I created this folder? Because the repetition is a default property for the test step folder, not a test step. That is the reason I just added one folder structure here. Now, how many times I want to run this particular step?
5 times.
5 times. Just define here the number as 5. So see here, the repetition is added. Even the folder icon is also changed here.
Yeah.
So if I run this particular test case, let me change a TCP here to H. Now I'm just running only this repetition step, okay? Yes. Right click on here, run in Scratch. I mentioned #1. The meaning of that, it directly goes to the first product and it perform click operation on this add to cart 5 times. Are you able to see the click operation is performing?
Yes. 5 times.
5 times click operation is performed successfully. So what situations we use repetition? If we had a situation to run a certain test steps more than one time. So instead of creating, simply add those test steps into a repetition folder and run the test. Clear?
Yeah.
So this is a repetition tip. And we have one more way. I think repetition function also there. This is the property. And along with the property, we do have one function also for repetition. So something we are calling it as a function. So always keep that function within a flower bracket, open flower brackets, repetition. So if we use this function, always the result of this repetition function, always it's give a numeric values in sequence manner. So it won't take any dynamic values. It always pick a sequence manner only. Like for example, if you mention hash repetition, so it always run this repetition based on the parent level repetition. Okay, for example, I just want to 5 times. If you mention 5, then it take at runtime the first repetition level, the value is here #1, second repetition #2, #3, and a #4 and a hash. Like this, it run the script. Okay. It always take the numeric values into a sequence manner. So this logic also will apply into a same execution. Let me show you that. So we are done up to here. Add book items to the cart 5 times. This one is completed. The next step is here. Capture add to cart count. So we have to capture within this page how many add to carts is there. That is the first point. The next point is here. And each item, we have to perform a click operation of each item more than one time. That means 5 times. So how to capture the count of all these add to cart string?
Using
Result
its
count.
tag.
Hmm?
Using
Result
it
count.
We simply go with the result,
Count.
result count, yeah.
drag and drop this module to your test case. And here you can mention like capture add to cart count. Okay. Now, so no need to enter anything here. Okay. We are not focusing specific add to cart within the web page. We are just focusing all the count, right? Simply go with the value column, expand it and enter here result count and give one buffer name. Add to cart count. And action mode is equal to buffer. So if I run this particular script, what is the count within the web page?
4.
4. Now we want to run. So we have to build a logic now. The count is captured here successfully. So see here, the count is captured successfully. Totally 4 active cards is there within the web page. Then what is our next logic? Run these 4 active cards 5
This-
times. We have to perform a click operation on each active card 5 times. This
So
one,
we need 2 levels of repetition.
2 levels of repetition. Or think, can we apply any other logics here? I think I'm just taking copy of the above repetition one. I'm pasting here. So if you go back here, #1, that means, okay, here what I'll do, I'll just call the, I think not required. They mentioned very clearly 5 times, right? Here you can keep this number as it is. Now, how to do that? Think.
Can we call buffer
Copy.
here?
Here.
No, we
If
can
I
copy
call
the
buffer, what happens if I call the buffer?
That the count, okay, that count will come.
It takes it do a perform click operation on 4th active call because
Yes,
the
correct.
buffer level, what is the value here? 4.
for.
Directly it goes to the 4th active code and it perform a click operation on the 4th active code.
Then we need to use this looping while looping. Like let's say suppose first, if my first add to card is found, then click on first.
We
While
need to do
repetition
iteration here.
combination, huh? Sorry, you are saying something. I think I did. Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm saying that we need to do iteration here, Anusha, using the loop.
Okay. Here itself only.
Mm,
I think the
Not all.
easiest way is to copy that button, paste it 4 times, pass #1, #2, #3, and #4. Then the repetition is also 5. Then it will click 5 times on each one.
Yeah, I'll agree your point. For example, let us assume here, okay? I'm just changing a cardinality of this module. Let me check out. Go to add to code and change the cardinality of this module. Add to code cardinality is 0 to n. Okay. So I come back to this. If I'm #1, #2, #3, #4. So it's a
Yeah.
kind of hard coding. I don't want to hard code. If we are hard coding, then what is the use of capturing a count of all add to codes within the web page?
We
Are
can
you
use
getting my
repetition
point?
function, Anusha.
Hmm?
We can use the repetition function in low level.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you all the possible ways here, team. Okay. If I use repetition function here, what happens, you know? So this step is going to work for us as per our requirement, it perform a click operation on all add to cart more than 5 times. I mean 5 times. So you can use X method also. Okay? So the second step is here. So you're asking me to go with the repetition function, right? If I use repetition function, which basis it will run? I'm just disabling this above step. So now everyone able to understand the logics, right? I just mentioned here it as a repetition. So which repetitions it will take at priority? Here you can see if you mention any repetition function, it at runtime, it always checks the parent level repetition. What is the parent level repetition here? 5. Are you getting my points? Let me run this scripting. Then maybe you are able to understand. I just
The 2 folders, Anusha. So top level folder is 5, and maybe next level, maybe inner level folder is 5, and top level folder is maybe 4. And we need to buffer the top level, maybe.
the repetition function itself, we are not checking any condition. Okay. So if you want to go with the while with the repetition combination, we can do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm?
That is also
Think all the possible ways. Okay. So see here, team, entire repetition is executed. So the 5th repetition itself, we are getting an error because could not find the button. Why TOSCA is looking for the repetition find? Because we defined a parent level repetition as a 5. Getting? And even, you know, one more point, this one is doing a click operation on each add to cart only 1 time. It's not 5 times. Team,
that's
everyone.
what we can use, while for 4 times, and internally, internally we can have a repetition of each button 5 times.
If I use repetition, it perform click operation 1 time only. Okay, let me create a while statement here. Tell me, T, what is the condition now? What is the condition? Condition em pedam.
A condition is based on the buffer value that we buffered. So what is the name of that buffer?
Add to code only. Let me show you. Add to code count.
So
You can
So
take
we-
the evaluate function. You can take the evaluation function, Anusha, and then compare add to cart is less than or equal to 4. Buffer of add to cart.
Evaluation function. So capital
Buffer of add to cart is less than or equal to 4.
less than or equal to
4.
Equal to 4. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what our condition.
Yeah. In the loop,
Loop itself.
again in the loop, we have to set it for maybe take another folder and then set it for 5 times.
Yeah, in the loop level, I just copied that existing step. I just added repetition here 5 times.
5 times, yeah.
And along with first add to cart.
Hash symbol, give the buffer name, top buffer name, add to cart buffer name.
Open flower brackets.
Add to cart buffer name.
Buffer name. Okay.
Yes, so that will start from 1, right?
Buffer. Yeah.
Each one will click 5 times.
Let me run this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's working, but condition itself, we have to change something. Because the buffered value is 4. 4 less than or equal to 4. The condition is true, but it has to
Maybe, yeah, we can say give it less than 5. Max less than 5. When it is comes to 5, it's going to fail.
So here the condition is always true. May it's doing infinity looping execution. I think we may get error like maximum 30 repetitions was exceed. So maybe we have to add some.
Got it, Anusha. So add to cart value is 5, right? So maybe, so we need to take one more looping variable, initialize with 1, Anusha. And then one, maybe I is less than or equal to add to cart of that buffer value. So that will work, I guess.
We have to do incrementation as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
So it is a kind of
At
looping.
next loop level, we have to increment the I value.
Okay. So team, what about others? Are you able to understand the logic, the way of logical thinking? I want to stop this execution, but it's running the loop. Still it is running here.
While loop itself, it has to fail at first time because buffer value we set it to 5, right? 5 is less than or equal to 4. It's not a,
Value itself, it is a 4.
so it has to, at first time only it has to fail, right? I don't know why it is,
Condition is buffer less than or equal to 4.
yeah. Buffer is 5, right? We
4,
said
4, 4, 4.
4,
Buffer
okay.
value is 4.
Okay.
Within this web page, we are able to see only 4.
Yeah, okay, got it. That's why it is going to infinite loop maybe.
It's doing infinity up to maximum repetition like 30, right?
Yeah.
Now it's performing click operation 30 into 5 times. Let me stop it.
Okay. Only we can give one more looping variable and initialize to 1. Yeah, that will solve our issue, I guess.
Yeah, we can initialize the variable, see how many repetitions it is executed.
Yeah. That is the only.
See here, teams. We'll just go with another approach like creating a variable. I'm just creating a variable with the help of tbox set buffer. So let us take a. I'm just keeping entire this logic into one folder. So add this tbox set buffer and this while statement inside this folder. It's very easy for us to check the things clearly. Okay. And here, click each add to cart 5 times in web page. That's it. Okay. Now I'm just creating one variable, a variable with the value is equal to 1. Okay. Now, so I'm just calling that variable here. Capital B of a is equal to, I'll mention less than 5. Okay.
That will work.
Is this fine? Okay. But even this is also won't work for us, right?
Yeah, that's always true. So
This is always true. Less than 5. We have to do.
We are
We'll do the increment.
the looping variable, Anusha. We can increase the a value after completing the loop.
I'll just add here one repetition.
Yes. Add that, increase that to 1.
Incrementation of this variable with +1.
Math.
So for incrementation, we use a math expressions in Tricentis TOSCA TC. So these math expressions, I'll tell you that. Okay. Now I'm incrementing this value. Then it check the condition 2 less than 5, 3 less than 5, 4 less than 5, 5 less than 5, then condition is failed. Getting?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing now, let me explain the logic one more time here, team. So the first step, I just created one variable. I just passed this variable value into a condition level, 1 less than 5. So 1 less than 5, condition true. If condition is passed, directly it goes to the while statement. And here also we have to pass the same variable. Capital B of A. Okay.
Correct.
Then it perform first add to code 5 times. After that, we are asking TOSCA to do a incrementation here. So A plus 1, 1 plus 1, it is a 2. Again, it come back to the condition and it check now the A variable value is incremented to 2, right? 2 less than 5. Then come back to here. Again, it do incrementation 3. 3 less than 5, 4 less than 5, 5 less than 5. The condition is failed. Let me run this one. So now it is going to the first add to code and now it's performing a click operation on the first add to code 5 times. After that, it increment the buffered value. Then it's coming back to the second add to code and it's doing click operation here second time. So after click operation on 5 times, again it's going back to the incrementation 2 plus 1, 3. Then it's coming back to a third add to code and it's doing click operation on third add to code 5 times. After that, again, you do a incrementation of the variable. So now the 40 value. So the 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 less than 5. Condition is true or false. False. Directly it stop the execution here. Are you able to see? Only if the 5 repetitions are executed. And here the T-box evaluation 5 evaluated is equal to 5. It is a false. That is the reason execution is failed here. Somewhat this logic is better. But something we hard coded here. I don't want to go with the hard coding. Then
can you show all the steps once again?
These test steps. Okay.
Yes.
It is a kind of looping team. Let me explain in Word document. May the rest of people also able to understand. So what I'm doing initially, I'm just creating a one variable. Okay. I just created a variable is equal to 1. Okay. My condition is a less than 5. Condition true or false? True, right?
True.
So then if condition is true, we are asking TOSCA to do incrementation. Same variable. I'm taking same variable. A is equal to A plus 1. This is the incrementation. So this A value is already stored in our buffer section, right? That is the reason I call the buffer capital B of A plus 1. So this entire thing I passed into a math variable. But let me ultimately 1 plus 1. What is the count here now? A variable count?
2.
2. Then again, it's coming back to the 2 and it's verifying 2 less than
5.
5. Condition is true or false?
True.
If condition is true, then again A is equal to 2 plus 1. Then now the A value is incremented to 3. Again, a value is 3 now. So now TOSCA is checking 3 less than 5 condition is true or false. True. So again, a value is incremented. Now a value is 3. 3 plus 1.
1.
Then 4. So now the a value is 4. And 4 less than 5 condition is true here. Then a is equal to 4 plus 1. What is the value now? 5.
5.
So now the a value is 5. The condition itself 5 less than condition is true or false.
False.
Directly it false, then it stop the looping execution. Got it? Same thing I did in our logic. The first thing I just created one variable with a t-box set buffer. I initialize that variable value with a 1. And I'm just taking a t-box evaluation standard module. You can see this module within the module section itself only. I think so. Expression evaluation level, you can see this one. We use this module to evaluate 2 variables, this kind of condition kind of things. Again, come back to here. I just mentioned here capital B of less than 5. So B a variable is 1 less than 5. Condition is true. If condition is passed, directly it goes to the looping statement. Here also I pass the condition B of A. So then it perform click operation on first add to cart 5 times. After that, I'm asking TOSCA to increment that variable. So A is equal to A plus 1, right? So I just use the mathematical expression as part of TOSCA point of view. So A plus 1. So this A is already stored in our buffer section, right? That is the reason I call this buffer plus 1. Now the A value is incremented to 2. Again, it run the looping execution with a value as a 2. So then 3. Then 4. So how many times it run the looping like this? Until it fail the condition. మనకి condition fail అయ్యేంత వరకు రన్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది. Clear this logic to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Rest of all. Somewhat here also we are hard coded this value. I don't want to hardcode this value. I just want to go with dynamic approach. Just try with that one. Okay. Will you able to try?
Just take the buffer. That's it.
If you take a buffer, then it performs click operation on 3 add to carts only. Because the buffer value is 4. 4 less than 4, then it won't perform a click operation on 4th add to cart, right? Are you getting my logic, Suresh?
No, Anusha, just I'm saying no, that 5 fifth value, right? Whatever we are saying, fifth value, number 5, we can take the buffer. Take the buffer off and compare it over there.
The same thing I'm telling. If you take a buffer here, what is the buffer value? 4.
Oh, okay. No, I'm taking, I'm saying, directly you can assign the value of 5 at buffer level.
Here itself only. But we are not creating this buffer like this using t-box set buffer. We are just capturing this count from the.
Yeah, but for 5, there is no option, right? It's a constant value. We have to take it to some variable.
You can increment this one.
B equal to 5.
You can increment this one, right? Add to cart.
That is also we can do it. Yes, that is also we can do it.
You can do that, right?
Yeah, that is good.
Try with that approach too.
Yeah, that is good.
Team, clear, huh? Everyone?
Yes, Anusha.
Somewhat difficult to understand. ఎవరికైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే చెప్పండి, I'll explain one more time, okay?